You clicked on this video because you want a 29-inch single-speed big BMX bike to do wheelies, ride with your friends, and cruise the city. Today, I'm going to do an explain and review on the Mafia Bomma FTG. Like always, if you've watched my videos before, I tell you everything about bikes and parts, from how they're made to if it fits your bike, if it's right for you. And I'm going to do everything that I normally do on this Mafia bike. This bike is super dope. If you're looking for one, definitely hit up stackbmx.com and pick yourself up one. And yeah, let's go. Let's talk about this bike, see what it comes with, and anything else. I've had a few questions and people want to know. And here it is. So starting off with the grips, like always. We got the Mafia Lucky 6 grips. These things are pretty thick, made out of Creighton rubber. These things are pretty good and solid. Stick to the bar, they don't spin. They got a super fat bar end right here, good for dropping your bike and protecting your gut from the end of the bar. Going to the brakes, it has a Shimano 201 lever, not like a lot of those other imposter bikes with the Tektros and the Zoom brakes and all the other weird hydraulic brakes that are out nowadays. It's got the tried and true 201, and that's pretty cool because they kind of skimped on some other places to put on something nice, and I totally think that makes sense. Good move on them for putting the 201s tried and true brake. You'll be definitely happy to ride those. Going to the handlebar, this is a 30-inch wide handlebar with a 6.614 rise. I forgot that what that was in millimeters, but they have it in millimeters. But that's a pretty reasonable bar. It's not too tall, not too small. Pretty sweet. Going to the pad set, it actually has this multi-textured bar pad. It looks pretty sick. I've actually tried to look at it and see how they created this. Pretty sweet, but they got like some suede on here. It looks like they got some heat transfer to give it that crazy checkerboard look. And then they also have like a heat transfer FTG logo right here. This pad is sweet because it has multi-textures, looks different ways, looks like, I don't know, it just looks dope because of the suede, the vinyl print on top, and then just kind of two-tone. It just kind of stands out. I think they did a really good job on that. That thing looks dope. Going to the Mafia forged stem. This thing is pretty nice. Got the little Mafia logo right there. Got some cutouts right here to keep it light. Got 6mm Allen bolts on the side and the top. Nice stem. Going to the headset, it's got a sealed integrated headset. No spacers or anything like that. Slam the stem. Looks really, really nice. The head tube is a little bit smaller on the top, a little bit larger on the bottom. This thing looks really clean because they got a built-in race on the fork right here, and it goes up flush against the actual frame. That thing looks really sweet. Going down to the forks are a tapered fork, and it actually has a little cutout if you want to run forks. That looks pretty rad. The dropout is about 5 millimeters thick. It's got this little hole right here. These little hook washers, you make sure it hooks in there so if this axle comes loose, this axle nut comes loose, your wheel won't fall out while you're doing a wheelie, and you won't get damaged or hurt or anything like that. So that's a good thing to have those. Going to the tire, it's got the Snake Skins Lagos tire on here. These things are supposed to be extra grippy now and last way longer. These things are super fat because they're combined with the double wall rim. This thing is a double wall alloy rim. It's super, super wide, super, super tall. Looks really rad. Makes these tires look extra fat. Look at how much room's inside the fork. Makes almost any tire bigger. Super rad. Going out of the spokes, got stainless steel spokes, brass nipples, and it's got alloy front hub with sealed bearings and a 3/8 axle and a 15mm axle nut. And the front hub has a bunch of cutouts to keep it light. Going to the frame, this frame has this rainbow colored sticker on the head tube. Has the Bomma with the flags, the racing checkers on the side. Looks really, really fresh. These stickers are removable. We did have some customers asking if it's removable. Yes, you can remove all the stickers. This bike says it's black, but I don't know if you've been looking at the video. It does look black from here, but as you get in close, look at that bad boy. That thing looks like it's like a super dark gray. Might as well be dark gray, but it does look black and it does look gray. So in the shade it looks black, in the bright sun it looks gray. Way more phenomenal than it does in the pictures. So take my word for it in this video that this bike looks way better. Going to the front of the bike, the top tube and down tube is bent a little bit different, but what I love about it is that it gives it tons of welding surface area. Look at all those welds and how big they are. They are really huge to prevent your frame from fatiguing and coming apart. I've seen a lot of bikes come apart right here because you're yanking on the bars, you're riding the hell out of the bike, and it's aluminum. It's bound to break if you're riding every single day. So yeah, this will help cut that down and keep people from breaking their bikes. Another cool thing that I noticed on this bike, where I haven't really seen it on very many other bikes, including mountain bikes and other stuff like that, is these actual cable guides. Check these things out. These cable guides actually have 3 slots in here. You actually, this one has 2 slots, I'm sorry. 2 slots, and you can run brake cables in there, and you can bolt it up from the bottom right there. And it's got 3 of them right here to hold your cables plush. What I also liked about this, we're going to go on this other side, is how they routed the cables. A lot of companies aren't really paying attention to this. They hit on the head by putting another stop right here and having the stop on the other side. It helps the cable wrap around underneath and get as far as it can away from the tire. Let's see. Check that out. Yep, super far away from the tire. Coming over here, it just stays nice and plush right here. A lot of other companies aren't doing that. Mafia did it right here. It looks super rad. Mad props to them for doing that. Going to the bottom bracket, got a Euro bottom bracket down here. Look at these chain stays. It's got a super thick wishbone right here. The chain stays are also smashed right here to give you more clearance. This is a 32-2 sprocket, so you can run a bigger sprocket on here if you like. So you could definitely run the 36 on here. So if you guys are wondering that, definitely can do that. Also, the tire has plenty of clearance. So if you want to run a fatter tire, you can do that. If you want to run a wider rim, you can do that. But I don't think you're going to find a wider rim or tire because they already got that on here. Going to the seat stays, I love that they have this gusset on the back right here. I love the fact that they have tons of welds right here. Look at how thick those welds are all the way around. That thing looks super heavy duty. Just going to make that bike last longer. Another thing that I like on this bike is that it has another guide here. You're saying, why does it have that guide here? It's because this bike is actually the thrust as well, but this is a single speed version, which is called the FTG. So if you want to convert your bike from this single speed to a multi-speed, you totally can. There's a guide for it. You'll just swap out the dropout with the hanger, add your rear wheel, your derailleur, your cassette, your shifter, and you could have a multi-speed bicycle from here. If you want to know more about that, keep watching my YouTube channel and check me out on Instagram at stackbmx.com. I'm going to show you exactly how to convert this bike into a thrust. So I think that's super cool. I love how the dropout is. See how it's removable. This is for the single speed, and they have one for the derailleur hanger. So you'll just swap out this plate, which is pretty cool. And looking at the dropout, check out this dropout. It's super, super thick. And then if we can zoom in, let me see if I can zoom in. It's kind of hard. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in. See on the back of the dropout, there's a hole right there. That thing's tapered, and that's for your peg. A bolt to go through there. It'll actually come out on this side, and the bolts stick out, and then you can bolt a peg to there. So instead of having your pegs on the axle, you'll now have them on the actual frame right here. It'll be harder to bend your axle and everything. So I think that's pretty rad on these bikes, which definitely is a standout from all the other bikes that we've seen on the market. So, I mean, look forward to that. Going to the cranks, we got a 24 millimeter hollow spindle crank. These are 170s. Let's see, it's hollow 24. You could go see all the way through it. And it's got a 32 sprocket on here, aluminum sprocket. It's all built into one. If you bend the sprocket or anything like that, you're gonna switch the whole crank out. It's got some nylon pedals, some pretty grippy basic pedals. I think that's cool because most people switch out their pedals, but these things are super grippy right out of the box. I think you'd be pleased with them. It has a quick release seat clamp. Keep note that this seat post right here is a 31.6 compared to the traditional 27.2 seat post. So it's a little bit different size. So keep that in mind. And it actually is a really nice seat post. This one allows you to adjust it back, up and down, basically by tightening or loosening these bolts right here. Notice how there's a lot of room still left, so you'd back this one out and tighten up this front one. And look at this seat. This thing's slightly tilted, and you could tilt it way more. So you'll definitely be able to get that thing pitched down quite a bit. I think if you're looking for a great bike out of the box, this with that seat post, a bunch of these features are an awesome buy. Definitely hitting it right on the head of what riders want. So dang, Mafia, killing it. If you're getting a bike, this is definitely one I would suggest. Going to the seat, it's got that same kind of crossbar pad, but it is a little bit different. It looks like there's some synthetic leather with maybe some vinyl over it. Definitely multi-level stuff. They also got this FTG logo right on the top. It pops really good. Just the simple things of like this pink Mafia logo on this gray. I mean, what is this? This is like some velour or something. I forgot what kind of material this is. I just got a brain fart. But it's got a softer material here. The seat's relatively soft, a lot softer than a lot of other seats. It's also kind of grippy, like definitely grippier than a lot of the other seats I've seen. So if you're doing seat combos, stuff like that, I think you'll really enjoy the seat on there because it's plush and it looks like it'll hold up pretty well. Going to the rear wheel, it's got the same tire as the front, got the same rim spokes, but on the back, it's got a different style hub. We'll get to that in a second. But going to the rear brake, it's got the 201 Shimano hydraulic disc brake, tried and true. It's got a 160 rotor on it. It's got a full sealed alloy hub. But check this out. This is what trips me out, is that yes, it's a 3/8 axle. Yes, it's sealed. But this one has a freewheel on it. Also, too, this is a 135 millimeter rear end. And what that does is it allows you to put a mountain bike wheel on here or anything like that. But I notice it has a freewheel on here. I think that's really cool because then you could change out the gear ratios and all that other stuff and make the bike kind of yours. Going to the chain, it has looks like your standard S1 chain from KMC on here. And yeah, it's pretty much got all the bells and whistles. If you're looking for a 29-inch bike, single speed, and you want something that's super rad, built really well, and looks amazing on the streets, and possibly thinking about going to gears, look at this Mafia FTG for your next buy at Stack BMX, because you'll definitely fall in love with it.